and thank you for joining me today for this segment of Living Forward. My goal is to focus on and to help others live the best life possible after the onset of a disability. Living Forward will discuss many issues related to disability, including being healthy physically, emotionally, and financially. I'll also talk about other issues, including dealing with depression and finding true joy and peace again. For a person with a chronic illness, there is absolutely nothing more important than receiving proper medical care. In the beginning especially, there's so much to do, there's so many things to consider, and the person that's affected is often not feeling well, heavily medicated, and possibly emotionally distraught. Having gone through this myself, I know how demanding all of this can be on the patient. But there is help out there. It can be confusing, and that is why today I want to discuss the benefits of a new managed health care plan called Special Needs Basic Care, or SNBC plans. Personally, I like to think of SNBC plans as a managed health care plan that puts the patient or the consumer in charge of their own health care. The consumer often knows what they want and what will work best for them. The services of the SNBC plan include a care guide. And it's the care guide's role to assist the enrollee in getting all of the things they need to enjoy maximum health. Sometimes the maze of healthcare choices can feel very overwhelming and confusing. And today we're going to talk about some of the choices to give you a better understanding of all of the sports that are available. It has been proven that good health care leads to better, happier, and healthier lives. Today we have two very special guests. First, I'm very honored to introduce Pam Parker from the Minnesota Department of Human Services. Welcome, Pam.
Hi, Sheri.
Thank you so much for being a guest on Living Forward.
And thanks for inviting me.
I'd like to start by asking you a few basic questions. Could you please explain the general role of DHS and more specifically your role within DHS?
Well, I work for the Department of Human Services in the state of Minnesota, and we are one of the largest insurers in the state, and we provide medical assistance care to people that are low income, including people with disabilities.
Okay. Yeah, I know when I went online at www.dhs.state.mn.us, I was just amazed at how many programs are offered by DHS.
We have the basic medical assistance services, which include physician, hospital, pharmacy, mental health, medical supplies and equipment, therapy, some dental care, all of those kinds of things that you normally think of as medical care.
Okay.
We also have a lot of home care, personal care assistance, private duty nursing, home health aides, skilled nurse visits, things like that to help people stay in their homes. Great. And then we have nursing homes and intermediate care facilities that help people who need a higher level of care. If you meet certain criteria that you would have lived in a nursing home but don't want to live there, then you can, or an intermediate care facility, then you can get what we call home and community-based waivered services.
Okay.
You have to meet that extra test, but those services are a whole range of services, and they're tailored to people with different kinds of disabilities. So we have the CADI program, Community Alternatives for Disabled Individuals, for people with general disabilities. We have the TBI program, traumatic brain injury.
The brain injury, okay.
And we have the DD for developmental disabilities.
Of course.
And then another one for people called CAC, Community Alternative Care, and that's for people at a very high level of care that they need a hospital level of care but need to stay in their own homes.
Sure.
So,
well, out of all the programs available to consumers today with disabilities, I'd like to kind of drill down and discuss the Special Needs Basic Care Plan, or the SNBC plan. So if you could just tell me, what was the precedence for the SNBC plan? I mean, why was this program developed?
Well, SNBC includes all those basic medical care services that I mentioned, but it doesn't include the long-term care services. You can get those, a member can join SNBC and still get those services fee-for-service, we call them, not through the managed care program, but they can still get them. But the reason we developed SNBC was because Medicare took over a lot of the drug coverage for people who are on medical assistance. And in order to coordinate those services better, so many people get both Medicare and medical assistance. We wanted to have a program that provided that kind of care coordination.
Oh, absolutely.
And so this way it's more integrated, and a person gets materials where it shows both their Medicare and their Medicaid Medicaid or medical assistance.
How many different health plans are offering the SNBC plan?
We have 7 health plans offering it, and they are basically going to be statewide as of January 1st. We're almost statewide now. We're in 83 counties.
Oh, that's fantastic. How many people are enrolled in the SNBC plan?
Well, we have about a little bit less than 3,400 people so far, but it's just a new program. It's just started. It's just a little over a year old, so it's coming along.
How does an individual go about getting the help that they need?
Well, we suggest that they call the Disability Linkage Line. That's a wonderful service that the Department of Human Services sponsors. The number is 866-333-2466. That's toll free, and they will help people with all their Part D Medicare choices and their medical assistance, health plan choices, as well as all the other services that I mentioned.
Okay, for those of you that didn't have a chance to write that down, we'll include that information on the webpage as well. Well, Pam, you have discussed just some very, very important information, and I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to spend with us today.
And we think it can do a lot for people with disabilities, so we thank you for highlighting it on this show.
And thank you, Pam.